I was feeling uninspired and looking through all my nail art things to find some inspo, and I came across this box of transfer foils, and this one particularly caught my eye. So just look at this sheet of foils. It has like an abalone shell design, and I thought it was so beautiful and I had to use it. So sometimes inspiration just hits you if you just look hard enough for it. So I'm going to pair that with this dip from Dipp'd. It's Pink Pearls. It's a 2018 remake and it is still available, and it is absolutely gorgeous, and I think it goes so well with the transfer foils. And of course, for my dipping process, I'll be using my Dipp'd dip base and dip activator. And then I'm actually going to use my gel top coat. So this is the Hema free formula. I'm going to be using the gel base and no wipe gel top coat to top off this mani, since I'll be using transfer foils. Before I jump into my dipping process, welcome and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and I am a DIY nail lover, and whether you're here just hanging out with me as I do my nails or you're here to learn a couple of new things, thank you for being here. I'm going to be using Pink Pearls as my base on all 5 of my fingers. So it's going to be my normal dipping process of 2 layers of the color, and then I'll cap and clear. I'm only going to show you 1 layer because it does get a little bit repetitive, but you do have to see this in action because it is just so beautiful. So this was an original color in 2018, and that was long before I started dipping. So I believe I started dipping in April or May of 2020. So I'm so glad this color was re-released because it is so beautiful and I absolutely love it. I'll link all the products I use in this video down below in the description, and as always, you can use my affiliate code PURPLELICIOUS18 to save 18% off your orders at Dipp'd. If you do use my code, I do earn a small commission on that, so if you do use it, I appreciate you and thank you for supporting me and my channel. Can you believe this is only 1 layer of dip? I am so impressed by the full coverage of this beautiful shimmer. So before I get into the transfer foils, I want to make sure that everything is ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and cap everything in clear, activate and file and buff off camera. And that's because I won't have the opportunity to file and buff after I've got the transfer foils on. So I want to make sure I'm finishing off my process right before top coat, before I get into the transfer foils. I'm going going to be using my iGel Beauty Transfer Foil Gel in order to apply my transfer foils. When you're using transfer foils, you do need a special transfer foil gel or glue. Some companies have an air dry glue. This one is a gel, so I do need a lamp to cure. And because I'm doing a specific pattern and not my full nail, I did just put some of that gel on my palette, and I'm going to take a nail art brush and just kind of paint on where I want my transfer foils to be. Now, it's not going to be like a specific pattern. I'm going to do a different design on each of the nails, like a corner, whether it's at the free edge or whether it's a cuticle line. So I'm just going to make sure I get an even layer where I want the foils to transfer to. I'm just kind of taking my time and making sure I've got everything evenly covered with my foil gel. I want to make sure that I'm not missing any spots, that everything is even, because if I miss a spot, my transfer foil isn't going to stick. So I want to make sure I've got everything fully covered. And once I'm happy with that coverage, I'm going to give my gel a cure in my lamp for a full 60 seconds. And so one of the other hacks that I learned when doing transfer foils is you want your gel to cool down. So I give it a minute to 2 minutes to cool before I attempt to use the foils. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off a piece of that foil so I don't have to deal with that whole strip. And then you'll see there's one side with the design, the other side is kind of white. You want to apply the white end to your nail. So you want your design facing upwards. And you can see there's like a different pattern throughout the foil. So you want to pick like which part of the design you want and then apply that to your nail. Now, once it hits that gel, it will stick. So you want to make sure you've got it placed where you want it. And then once it starts sticking, you want to give it a really thorough rub in order to make sure that that foil is transferring, hence transfer foil. So you can use your fingernail, you can use a silicone tool, you can use like the flat end of something just to make sure you're rubbing it in really well. Now you can kind of start to peel it to see if it's sticking, and if you feel like the pattern hasn't transferred, keep rubbing. So that's the key, is making sure you're really giving it a good rub to make sure that your pattern is transferring to that gel. If you have difficulties getting your foil to transfer to your nail, there are a couple hacks that I learned. And the first one I already talked about. If you're using a foil gel, make sure you let that cool down for 1 to 2 minutes before you even attempt to apply your transfer foils. The other thing is sometimes on the back side, you know, the white side where there isn't the pattern of your foil, if you have like any oils or dust on it, it could have difficulties transferring. So what you can do is you can take a lint-free wipe and a little bit of alcohol and just lightly swipe the surface of that foil, the underside of it where there's the white and not the pattern. You don't want to go in too hard because you don't want to disrupt the pattern, but you can just give it a quick swipe to remove any of that excess oil and dust and let it dry and then try, and that can also help. So I'm going to show you one more nail. So I'm doing the same thing on my middle finger. I am just applying a different place on my nail, a different pattern, and I'm just applying that transfer foil gel and just making sure everything's evenly covered and everything is smooth. And then once I've got everything covered, I'm going to go ahead and give it a cure in my lamp for a full 60 seconds. And I am using my iGel Beauty Hybrid Light lamp. So this is a 48 watt UV LED lamp. So once that's cured for 60 seconds, again, I'm going to let it cool down for 1 to 2 minutes before I go in with my foil. So I'm going to kind of pick where I want my pattern, what pattern I want to pick up, and then I'm going to start rubbing. went ahead and finished the rest of my nails off camera, and I thought it still looked a little unfinished, so I'm going to take my line art gel from iGel Beauty. This is Simply Silver, I believe, and I'm going to go ahead and outline the edges of the transfer foil just to give it a little more of a finished look, because I felt like it looked a little too, I guess, raw, so I wanted something to just kind of tie the whole look together. Once I've got everything outlined, I'm going to give it a full cure for 60 seconds, and this line art gel is a no wipe. Before I go in with my gel top coat, I'm going to apply an even layer of gel base to my nails, give it a cure for 30 seconds, and then I will go in with my gel top coat. Now the gel base is going to prevent my gel top coat from peeling because my dip powder is too smooth for my gel top coat to adhere to. So both of these are the Hema free formulas from Dipp'd. For my gel top coat, I want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge, so I like to start with capping my free edge first, and then I will apply my top coat to my nails, and I'll give it a full cure for 60 seconds. Once my gel top coat is fully cured and cooled down, I'm going to go ahead and rehydrate my cuticles using my scales of Mermaid Cuticle Oil in the scent Your Berry Sweet. This is one of my absolute favorite scents year-round, especially for summer though, because I love the scent of strawberries. And here we are with the finished look. What do you think? I am absolutely obsessed with these transfer foils and can't believe I didn't use them sooner. I must have had this box of foils for probably 1 year, maybe even 2 years, and just didn't even give it a second look because clearly I have a problem and I have too much stuff. But I'm so glad this caught my eye because I absolutely love it. I love the Abalone Shell look, and I found the transfer foils super easy to use. Now, I know you can actually buy pieces of Abalone Shell and apply that to your nail. You just obviously have to encapsulate it in either a lot of layers of clear dip or some builder gel, but I just thought it would be easier to use the transfer foils. And I love the way it pairs with pink pearls. So definitely really happy I was able to pick up this remake color because the shimmers in it are just so gorgeous. And I feel like the pink of pink pearls picks up some of the pink that's in the transfer foil design. So I just think they pair really nicely together. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this. And it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.